If a woman has low self-esteem, does it take her longer to find Mr. Right? Advice from the anime and Vera show the two grandmas.
I think that it would take her longer because she don't know her self-worth. I think based on that, she would deal with anybody. She'll be like a ride and die chick. She'll go out here and rob for her man. She will steal for her man because she's a ride and die chick. She don't know her self-worth. Really, if she knew her self-worth, she wouldn't be going out here and doing things like that. If a man loves you, he don't have to put you in that situation where you're doing things like that. What do you think about that, Vera?
Well, for my thing, I used to have low self-esteem.
Really?
Yes. And at that time, it's very hard to find Mr. Right if you don't feel good about yourself.
Wow. I think based on that, you need to have a checklist. Find out what do you want. If you don't know what you want, you don't need to be out here finding out Mr. Right because you're going to get in and everybody. You might end up getting somebody that's not of your self-worth because you don't know the value of yourself. If you know the value of yourself, you would not get somebody that mistreats you. Women also be in abusive relationships. Domestic violence because she don't know her self-worth. She wanna let that man beat her up and everything. And some women, just on a serious note, get killed based on that because they decide to leave, but they wait to the last minute and leave and they gone. The man end up killing them. It's because he used to mistreating them like that.
And he's a weak man for him to beat up on a woman.
But based on what I said was that when I was looking at an article that was in Crossword and this man he ended up in a car with this young lady, and he ended up shooting her in the head, and she just knew him for 2 weeks. It was a sign there about that young man that she seen, but she was so in desperate need of just being by herself that she ended up pursuing or staying in that relationship. Please, ladies, don't stay in a relationship like that. It's because you might end up losing your life. It's not worth it. So the point is I'm trying to make with you, know your self-worth. Just take a year out to find out exactly what you want. If you do that at the end of the day, you will know what kind of guy you will want. But at the same time, you won't be just dealing with anybody. And some of these women, like I said before, be going to jail for these men. Doing 15 to 20 years. It's because they don't know their self-worth. And what do you say about that, Vera?
Well, basically, if you don't think very highly of yourself, you're going to end up compromising and getting anything.
What you mean by anything?
Not finding Mr. Right, the right person for you.
Do you think that would take you longer?
Yes. And then, like you were saying about domestic violence, you will take anything from that man, and he will also, this is serious, might take your life.
Wow. And I also known of a classmate that was in a relationship with this young man, and she was always to me. I thought she could have done so much better, but she ended up staying with this man, and guess what? She lost her life.
Mm.
She lost her life is because her son is around, but at the same time she's not here. She ended up getting shot in the head because she was dealing with a man that was a thug. But at the same time, she didn't want to lose that relationship. But today she's not even here with her son. And that is so sad. So at the same time, when you have low self-esteem and you have children, put your children first instead of that man. Because if you put the man first, you end up losing your self-worth and don't know who you actually are as a person. And my advice would be, if you're a woman with low self-esteem, get you some self-help books. Just take a year out to find out exactly what you want in a man. And then at the end of the day, what you can say is, Lord, please help me find Mr. Right. Only you have the right time for me to find him. I will wait patiently for you to find that right man. That's all I have to say.
Preach it!
But the one thing I have to say is if you don't know your self-worth, others would know it too. So at the same time, if you're in an abusive relationship, leave that relationship. If you're in a relationship and you got to sit around 15 to 20 years and have to turn back around and ask that man, ask yourself, not the man, but ask yourself, is this relationship worth my self-esteem and things like that? Because for you to stay in that relationship for 15 to 20 years, you don't know your self-worth. What do you say about that, Vera?
Ladies, some of y'all have children out here. Basically, be there for your children because a lot of these men are cray crazy. So the best thing for you to do is to not get in a relationship because you could end up falling for the wrong man. So ladies, listen up. If you know somebody that's in a domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody because you don't want it to be too late.
You don't want to lose your life. And you always got more to work for yourself. I would say for that is to always put your trust in God. Love yourself. And at the same time, find out, ask yourself, just take one day out. Ask yourself, is this relationship I really want? Is this, if you don't take up time and you just be so occupied and do what you're doing, 15 to 20 years you'll be in a relationship and wonder why. How long I've been in this relationship? Unless you're looking at a calendar and find out. But my point is with you. If you're in a domestic violence situation, get out that situation. Go call 911 and get help. Get yourself out of that situation. Your children, if you got children. And please, young ladies, know your self-worth. If you see anybody in that situation, it's okay to tell them that you would walk with them and lead them and guide them in the right direction. My advice would be for you is to get out of that relationship. Take a year out to find out exactly what do you want. And you know what? God will bring that man your way because the man you are dealing with that is with you for your low self-esteem, he is not the right man for you. He's the wrong man for you. So my advice is to pray to God and say, please find me the right man for this relationship. If this is not the man, please let me know. And that's basically what I have to say. Anything, Vera?
My advice to you ladies, if you have low self-esteem, please do not get in a relationship. Know your self-worth and put it in God's hands.
Amen.
So this is the Anime and Vera Show. On a serious note, call. If you have low self-esteem, you're in a domestic violence,
Or it's okay to get a psychiatrist too. It's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you could talk to somebody or talk to your pastor about this situation and the problem you're dealing with. Have a good day.